12.
Makes the both of us.
Well, next up, hope you guys are enjoying the show. Next up, I'd like to introduce my dear friend, my classmate. He's entering the stage for a second time after performing a successful speech last year. He's here to enlighten us with his great public speaking ability. Can you please put your hands together for Amulya Shanker?
Let me tell you a story about a young boy named Kumar. You see, he was brought up by Indian parents with an average to high income, and they lived in a two-bedroom apartment. They had enough money for his basic necessities, his food, his shelter, and most importantly, his education. You see, the interesting thing is, Kumar's parents wanted him to succeed in life, and that's exactly what he did. He went to a public high school every day, studied under a single light bulb, but earned top marks and earned full scholarship in American university. He even got a job in a firm on Wall Street. As he was 50 years old and he had retired because he had enough money that he wanted, he had a Porsche, he had a mansion, he sat down thinking to himself, reflecting. He felt this empty feeling inside his stomach, but the thing is, he couldn't figure out what. He was at the top of the ladder. He had enough money for a lifetime. What in the world was he? Ladies and gentlemen, the thing is, throughout Kumar's life, trying to succeed, as he was trying to gain an advantage, he had missed out finding his spark. In the next 2 to 3 minutes, I don't really plan on answering any of your questions on what you have on the spark, but really opening some loops for discussion. First, what is the spark? I'm not going to give you a dictionary definition of what the spark means. I'm going to make it a bit more personal. For me, the spark is it's that one activity, that one event in which when you take part in, makes your life joyous, complete, fulfilled. I think Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, professor of psychology at the University of Chicago, describes this best in his book, The Flow. He says the flow, or as I describe it, the spark, is an activity in which the monetary value or any reward that you gain at the end is not as important as taking part in the activity itself. Remember that last jamming session you had with your friends, which only seemed like 30 minutes, but was actually 4 hours long? That is the spark. Now, interestingly speaking, many people did not find it easy to find their spark. I'll tell you a story about a man named Joe Sarkin, and I read his book, his autobiography, called Shadows as Bright as Glass. The thing is, one day as he was playing his regular game of golf, he took a swing at the golf club and by mistake dislocated his cranial nerve. He obviously felt some sort of discomfort, but after 5 to 10 minutes forgot about the incident. After 1 week, he felt that he was losing his vision and his auditory sense, so he visited the general practitioner, who told him later on to go to a psychologist. This psychologist said it would only be a normal procedure operation to fix the cranial nerve. But as this operation was happening, he suffered a major heart stroke, and because of that, half of his brain cells were deprived of oxygen. The surgeons did not know what to do apart from taking half of his brain, literally taking half of his brain neurons, taking it out, and sewing the brain back together, allowing the neurons to reprogram themselves. Joe Sarkin emerged a changed man. He went out and started painting furiously, almost 4 to 5 paintings a day. And the interesting thing, ladies and gentlemen, he hadn't picked up a paintbrush even once before his operation. And today, his art pieces feature in New York Times. Why am I telling you this anecdote? Because friends, the thing is, no matter how you find your spark, whether it's through a freak accident like what Joe Sarkin experienced, or whether it's through basic internal reflection, the most important thing is having that spark. Now, just because I'm standing over here on a TEDx podium with lights on me doesn't mean the spark has to be something profound. You don't have to be a Beethoven, a Mozart, or a Picasso for that to be a spark. You could just have fun dabbling with paintings or trying yourself out at the keyboard, but as long as it gives you that enjoyment, that fulfillment, that is your spark. And when you have that, you've just differentiated yourself from being one of the million Kumars in this world. Why? Because you have that spark. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time.